Manchester City and Arsenal's thrilling 2-2 draw on Sunday may have signaled the birth of a new fierce Premier League rivalry. After the game, tensions flared, with City's Erling Haaland clashing with several Arsenal players and even their manager Mikel Arteta. John Stones, Bernardo Silva, and Arsenal's Gabriel also got involved at full-time. The home fans celebrated while the visitors were left dejected, and off-ball clashes between the players and heated exchanges between the dugouts further heightened the drama. This match has raised the emotional stakes of the title race between the two clubs. In fact, the level of animosity between City and Arsenal hasn't been seen in the Premier League for at least a decade. It could mark the beginning of an era-defining rivalry. While City's recent competition with Liverpool, under Jurgen Klopp, was thrilling, it lacked the emotional intensity that was on full display at the Etihad. Liverpool's rivalry with City was mostly grounded in fierce competition for titles, but the scenes on Sunday were more personal. City, now winless in their last 4 meetings against Arsenal, seemed to be expressing more than just frustration. This game was marked by various subplots that fueled the emotional energy on the pitch. One key example was Rodri, the City midfielder, who had previously criticized Arsenal's mentality after their match last season, suggesting the Gunners lacked the toughness to win the league. On Sunday, Kai Havertz wasted no time responding to those comments, charging into Rodri just 2 seconds into the game, setting the tone for a physical contest. Erling Haaland also had a point to prove. Last season, he failed to score in all 3 matches against Arsenal, with defenders William Saliba and Gabriel successfully containing him. This time, Haaland responded aggressively, clashing with Saliba early on, and later sparking a melee by throwing a ball at Gabriel's head after City's late equalizer. He even directed a message to Arteta, telling him to stay humble, showing how personal the rivalry had become. One of the most intriguing aspects of this fixture is the way the narrative around Arteta and Guardiola, once described as apprentice and master, has evolved. The two managers were once very similar, with Arteta having learned much from Guardiola during his time at City. However, their styles have now diverged significantly. Guardiola and Klopp's rivalry was rooted in contrasting football philosophies. Klopp's high-intensity, direct approach clashed with Guardiola's possession-based, methodical tactics, but it never became personal. Guardiola and Arteta, on the other hand, started with similar ideologies but have since grown apart in their approaches. Arteta's Arsenal has drawn heavily on City's influence. He recruited players like Gabriel Jesus and Oleksandr Zinchenko from City to strengthen his squad. He also took Nicolas Jover, City's former set-piece coach, who has now become one of the most influential dead-ball specialists in Europe. Even Raheem Sterling has returned to work under Arteta, further deepening the ties between the two clubs. Tactically, both teams share similarities. They often use 4 centre-backs in defence, deploy wingers who excel in one-on-one situations, and have goalkeepers who play a key role in their attacking build-up. Despite these similarities, Arsenal's style has become more pragmatic. Guardiola's philosophy centers on patient, possession-based football, where performances are prioritized over results. Arsenal, on the other hand, has embraced a more results-driven, victory-at-all-costs mentality. Arteta's team is willing to sacrifice style in pursuit of 3 points, as symbolized by their training ground dog, named Win. Recent games have shown that Arsenal is prepared to engage in the ugly side of football, playing physical, scrappy matches when necessary. After their victory over Tottenham, which came before the City game, Arteta praised his team for their willingness to do the hard work required to win in any situation. This shift in mentality has made Arsenal more flexible and resilient, a quality that has irritated City. City may see Arsenal as imitators, given the personnel and tactical similarities, but they are unsettled by how differently the Gunners play. On Sunday, 2 top-class teams faced off, but they excelled in different areas. City boasted the best home record and the league's best attack, while Arsenal had the best away record and the strongest defense. Haaland is the league's top striker, while Saliba and Gabriel are one of the best defensive pairings. City's Rodri is a defensive midfielder with advanced playmaking skills, while Arsenal's Declan Rice is a versatile midfielder who excels in defensive roles. Despite these similar profiles, Arsenal's more defensive, pragmatic approach in big games confounds City's players. Bernardo Silva expressed his frustration after the match, pointing out that while City came to play football, Arsenal played on the edge of what was allowed by the referee. He admitted that City was unhappy with the result but proud of their performance, contrasting City's approach with Arsenal's more combative style. This growing tension between the two teams has echoes of the old rivalry between Arsenal and Manchester United during the Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson era, intense, physical, and emotionally charged, despite not being a local rivalry. As the Premier League title race heats up, all eyes will be on the return fixture between these two clubs on the weekend of February 1st to 2nd at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal's Gabriel summed up the anticipation, saying, "We're waiting for them at our ground." Another fiery encounter is expected, as this rivalry continues to grow into one of the most thrilling storylines in English football.